Hello, welcome to SystemVerilog in 5 minutes. In this video, we're going to look at simulation options or simulation arguments. In SystemVerilog, we can use if statement to make a choice of execution. In this example, bit B is being used as a condition. We can hardcode the value of B, which is not good, or we can set it to a random number, which is better but uncontrollable. And sometimes we do not want to use these two mechanisms. Instead, we want to pass in the value. In that case, we can use test plusargs. Once we compile the code, we get a simulation executable. And if we are using VCS, this would be the executable. We can run it without any simulation options. The test plusargs would see that there is no such BBB option from the command line, and it will assign 0 to the bit B. And therefore, this statement is executed. We can also provide an additional simulation argument plus BBB. In that case, test plusargs would set B to 1 and this statement is executed. Generally speaking, we don't need to assign the value of this test plusargs to a variable. We can use it directly like this. Using a variable, however, will allow you to visualize the variable in the waveform. And test plusargs has a funny behavior. This example has 3 plusargs, ABC, ABCD and ZABC. If we run a simulation without any options, then none of these will be executed. If we add a plus ABC into the simulation command, then this will be executed. If we add a plus ABCD, then this will be executed. However, in this case, this statement is also being executed. This test plusarg is looking for plus ABCD, which is this, but this one is looking for plus ABC, which is also there. And so, to avoid any confusion, we should name our simulation arguments very carefully. If we are using plus ZABC, then this is executed, but this one will not be affected. And this is because the plus symbol is being used as a delimiter. And therefore, plus ABC is not seen from this command. Now, the previous examples are about binary decision. If you want to pass in other than 0 and 1, we can use valued plusargs. From the simulation command, this is how it looks like, and from the code, this is how it looks like. First, we need a variable that can take in the value. In this example, if ABC is not provided as a simulation argument, then the value plusargs will return 0 and this statement will be executed. And at the same time, the variable num will remain as 0. On the other hand, if ABC is provided as a simulation argument, then this value plusargs will return 1 and this statement will be executed. And at the same time, num will get the value 1, 2, 3. One thing to note that is the value plusarg does not suffer the same problem as test plusargs. If we are adding plus ABCD as simulation arguments, it wouldn't be taking effect because this value plusarg here is looking for plus ABC equal number. However, we need to be careful with the format of the value. In this example, we are using 3 simulation arguments on the same variable. If you are running a simulation without any argument, then none of this will take effect and the variable will remain as 0. If we are using BBB equal 1, 0, then this is taking effect and the value is considered as a binary 1, 0, which is a decimal 2. If we are using DDD equal 1, 0, then the value is considered as a decimal 10, which is a binary 1010 and a hexadecimal A. If we are using HHH equal 10, then this is considered a hexadecimal 10, which is 16 in decimal and 10000 in binary. Now, if you try to provide an illegitimate value to the simulation argument, for example, if you try to provide ABCD as a decimal numbers, then the simulator will complain. One extra note before we go, the value can also be of string type and this is used heavily in UVM. In summary, we use test plusargs and value plusargs to provide a user value to a simulation. And this provides a greater control for the users. Apart from selecting which value, users can also select which test or which sequence to be run. Alright, that's it for this time. Thanks for watching.